Welcome to Kenya Today TV. My name is Ojwang Odero. If you take a look at the standard newspaper today, you will be shocked. In fact, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Professor Kithure Kindiki, must be someone who is not happy with President William Samoei Arap Ruto's moves in Western region and Nyanza region. Allow me to share with you that particular headline from the Star newspaper, and I quote, "Kindiki's difficult task as Ruto eyes Nyanza and Western region." There is no way you can convince me that the Deputy President is happy. And I'm going to give you the reasons as to why I feel he has got a hard task to perform before 2027. His seat might be sacrificed in 2027 if he is not careful. Politics is about numbers. It is about a narrative. Which narrative do you think Professor Kithure Kindiki, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, can come up with? The way President William Ruto was able to come up with a narrative in 2022, the hustlers versus dynasties. That is what the head of state was able to invent to fight the former head of state Uhuru Kenyatta and the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. And the reality of the ground is that Rigathi Gachagua was impeached. And right now, he is very, very powerful in Mount Kenya region. Yani, in other words, ameshika ground. And there is no one who is going to make him to look like a political fool in Mount Kenya region. Not even the Deputy President, Professor Kithure Kindiki. And this is why he is having a hard task. He is not a happy man as we speak. Let us not lie. As we speak, the president has got Raila Odinga's men in government. And that means that for him to solve his political equation for 2027, the following people must be considered. And the deputy president will not be happy. I'm talking about CS Hassan Joho. Have you ever heard of him talking about kama mbaya? He is always talking about kama ni noma, ni noma. Mbaya ni mbaya is for Governor Mutahi Kahiga. But when it comes to Hassan Joho, kama noma, ni noma. And when it becomes noma in 2027, who will suffer? The deputy president. Because ODM, if they're going to work with President William Ruto until 2027, the reality on the ground is that, and I want us to be objective, the reality on the ground is that they will demand more seats. It can be the seat of the deputy president. What makes you think that they will keep quiet? Somebody like Junet Mohammed. Do you think Junet will just keep quiet at all? Sisi tumeingia, tuko pale? No, these people will demand something. And whose seat will be sacrificed? Professor Kithure Kindiki is not going to be a happy man in 2027. How about CS Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya? Now, this is the man that was always campaigning against William Ruto in 2022. This guy went against the Hustler Fund. Told the Kenyans that chukweni, lakini musilipe. Is now in government. Is now a CS. Tell me, how will the Deputy President, Professor Kithure Kindiki, feel in 2027 if ODM will be demanding to be given his position? That is the reality on the ground. Let us not lie. This man is not happy. CS John Mbadi, Opiyo Wandayi. Hawa watu ni watu wa Raila. In fact, they are representing Raila Odinga in government. Let us not lie to each other. That is the reality. And that is what is going to make William Ruto to concentrate in Nyanza, Western, because he is not a fool. The head of state is not a fool. He knows that the mountain is gone. Imehenda kabisa. And the second reason, Musalia Mudavadi and Speaker Moses Masika Wetangula, whether we like it or not, Governor Tembea is giving Moses Masika Wetangula and Mudavadi had a time in Western region, but that does not mean that these people have got no influence. They have their own influence. Whether they will come up with the tribal narrative that sisi hatujakuwa kwa serikali for long, whether they will come up with the narrative that, you know what, sisi, we have not been given this cake for a very long time. I really don't care. But the reality of the ground is that they will make William Ruto to understand that this position cannot be taken to Mount Kenya region again. It must be given to somebody else. That is what they are going to advocate for. Let us not lie to each other. And that is the reality. And let me tell you something. People are talking about Musalia Mudavadi becoming the next deputy president. But you know, Kenyans also hate President William Ruto. So for him to be re-elected in 2027, it is not going to be a walk in the park. This is just a political equation that they're just trying to solve before 2027. But Kenyans are not happy with the head of the state as we speak today, especially fake promises, and also is making new promises that he knows very well is not going to fulfill at the end of the day. So that is exactly what he must expect from the people of the Western. Then lastly, the Madira, the Wamunyoro, Rigathi Gachagua. This is a man that is giving Kindiki sleepless nights in that region, my friend. Both the western and eastern part of Mount Kenya. In fact, the way Kenyans have been rejecting the head of state, it will be evident in both Mount Kenya East and Mount Kenya West. The idea was to divide Mount Kenya into East and West. But it seems like it is not going to work for President William Ruto. This is just my opinion. But the reality, hey, the deputy president has got a hard task. I don't know who is going to help him. Maybe he can call Rigathi Gachagua, who will not pick up his calls. And that is the reality. DP Kindiki has got a hard task, as President William Ruto is now concentrating in Western and in Nyanza. Bye for now. I will see you in the next video.